now it's time to hit the play button. Got questions and answers, but probably sudden. I'm pretty sure I have no clue, but that's how we roll, we're breaking through. I'm pretty sure I have no idea, but we keep it fun, yeah, we keep it clear. Tune in now, let's start the show with laughs and shouts and the knowledge.
The cop shows up and
Karen encounter.
how does everything sound for you?
Pretty good.
Okay. And yeah, this cop shows up at my door. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And yeah, he says, oh, we got a complaint about your vehicle being over the sidewalk. I'm like, oh. I was like, and I told him, I was like, I saw the lady take the picture, man. I was like, I thought
Yeah.
you really liked my truck. And
Yeah.
He started laughing. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I just have to come do this. And he's like, try to keep your truck off the sidewalk. I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah, what a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So was it that she was just using the side? There was not enough sidewalk
Yeah.
for her to use?
Well, and there's my driveway. It's not like she had to go on the road.
Yeah.
She just had to veer into my, ramp
Sure.
down a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
and back up.
So you're like a foot and a half into the space. And
Yeah.
she's like, yeah,
Yeah, unless
you should go to fucking prison now.
unless my license plates are touching each other,
Yeah.
my cars don't fit in my driveway.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. Because I told the cop too. I was like, it's a big truck.
Yeah.
Like, I do what I can.
You're like,
He's
I'm fucking rich. What do you want from me? Big fucking cars.
yeah, I got 2 big cars in a house that's not big enough for 2 cars.
Yeah.
Look at how rich I am.
You're hood rich.
Yeah, you should see the size of my TV in my living room.
Yeah. Wearing lots of jewelry as well.
Want to hear the sound system in that truck? Worth
What,
more than my house.
It's the same TV though, right?
Up here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything feels a little different
Yeah?
today. Yeah.
It's just been a while.
So you got everything ripping?
Yeah, I think it's good to go, man. I think switching the laptop made a big difference. Something with AMD. So I had an AMD Ryzen CPU,
Yeah.
which was original laptop, had no NVIDIA GPU.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was the issue. Next laptop, first one had Intel, like i7 10 core CPU. Second one had an AMD Ryzen, like 10 core. Everything should have been strong. Had the GeForce NVIDIA GPU. It just wouldn't record anything decent. It would get like 5 minutes in, and then all of a sudden the video would start freezing. The audio would get real choppy. And then sometimes it would not record the whole thing. So I'd record for 20 minutes just fucking around down here. Then at the end, I would say, this video should be 20 minutes long. Like I would say it out loud.
Yeah.
And then I would go to it and it would be like a 10-minute video. So it was not even like recording the entire video. So I'm not sure what was happening. But yeah, when I switched to this one now, which now has an Intel.
Third?
This is my third laptop. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
So, and every time I've gone up like $200
Yeah.
in laptop upgrade.
Yeah.
So now, I went from like a $650 laptop to like a $1,000 laptop. So hopefully it holds up now.
That's my problem with buying anything.
Yeah.
So I go, oh, okay, let me get this. And then I'm like, oh, $50, you get that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but for $50 more on top of that,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get this. And then I'm like,
I do the
oh,
same
why,
thing.
why would I fucking.
Why would I pay $450 when for $7
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
a way better one?
Yeah. And then what happens to me, I just don't buy anything because I go down that line and be like, I intended to spend $300. I'm at $800 now because I can't
Yeah.
picture myself buying this $300 piece of shit
Yeah.
anymore.
And
for
then
what-
you just don't
which
buy
I would have
it.
been totally happy with,
Mhm.
30 minutes ago. And then I go, I can't spend that much. And then I buy nothing.
Well, I think the research is what does it, right? Because then
Yeah.
you start looking into things and you're like, well, is it really worth the money to get this upgraded thing? And you're like, oh, it is worth the money. And yeah, the end result is an object that's nice.
Yeah.
And now that you've done research, it seems like what you would ideally want. And then you buy nothing.
What's in the bowls?
So that is, so you remember our conversation about gummy bears?
Oh.
You said you're a Haribo man.
Oh, so you're going to try to blind taste test me?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I haven't eaten yet today. I don't know if that should be my first intake
First
of
thing you have?
anything. Yeah.
All right, you want to do it?
Not now.
Okay.
Maybe at the end.
Okay.
Maybe that. I don't know if that's a good idea to just
Start your day.
inject straight sugar into my
Sugar.
veins.
Yeah.
How's the foot and
not good.
injuries? No?
No, and I fucking blew my knee out the other day.
Really? I had this thought. I was like, I feel like Joey's not going to be able to do this race because I think he's going to be hurt.
I just think the 10K might be a little. If I had to run it now, it'd be a real problem.
Yeah.
My foot now is hurting all the time. You know, before it would.
Could you do those exercises?
No, I looked into like what
Yeah.
those were. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's not.
You
I
just
don't.
do them.
I don't
Well,
think that's for
well, I
me.
mean, my thing always is like, okay, maybe you put into some research into it and be like, well, that's nothing.
Yeah,
But is there a placebo
sure.
and B, maybe what you're looking to means nothing? And what does it take you 15 minutes?
Yeah.
And what? And what do you lose?
Right.
That 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That you'd be staring at your phone or
Yeah.
flicking your bean, whatever the fuck you're.
I
you
looked
know?
I looked at it a little bit. I'm like, it just seemed like it was more for like leg posture stuff and
Gotcha.
or like foot posture, like the way your feet hit the ground.
Sure.
I don't know what's up with my foot, man. It's really pissing me off because like I'm not even running now.
Yeah.
Well, my knee thing. So now when I do squats, I don't do the barbell back squats. I just do them on the slant board with dumbbells in my hands.
Okay.
So those
Yeah,
you
I
can
saw that knees over toes guy.
Yeah,
Seems like he always is doing the on the
Slant board.
slant board.
Yeah.
Did you buy that or did you build
built it.
built it?
Yeah.
And it just is there you'll have to hit me up with the angle or whatever.
Yeah, I don't even know if there's a specific degree. I just like whipped it together, looked at the images of what he has and what
Mhm.
they make, and I'm like, it looks pretty similar.
Sure.
Didn't do a beautiful mind on it or anything.
I would assume that the angle matters.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume there's something, and maybe I'm damaging.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
You're like, oh well, you're sitting at
This looks
a
fine,
at a 70-degree angle,
right?
and you
it's-
should never go over 60
right.
because you'll fuck your
You'll
knee
tear
up.
something up,
Then
yeah.
you're like, yep, this is perfect.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
a good point. Yeah, I've not measured it. But yeah, I was doing those squats, and then my knee was like clicking, which is normal for my fucking age now.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the squats and I hear like a clicking, but everything feels fine. It's like 3 sets of 6. It's not a lot of weight. It's only like 60 pounds, 30 pounds in each hand.
Mm-hmm.
But they go like deep with their toes down like that. You like go like butt to heels. So I'll like full sit and then like explode out of that for each squat. And then the final set, the clicking went away. I was like, oh, nice. I think I fixed it.
I've done it.
And then the next day, nothing felt weird that day at all. And then the next day I woke up and my knee was like swollen. It hurt. It felt like, you ever have like a joint feel like it's not like stable, like it doesn't want to
Mhm.
like rest right.
Yeah.
So it felt like that. So then I had to go sleep in a cave for 2 days.
For Boy Scouts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to crawl in a cave, which is small. Like I could barely, if I bent my knee, it felt like it was going to explode from the pressure. So I'm like crawling around in this cave. That's the day of the bad knees.
You really slept in the cave?
Yeah,
Like underground or like open face?
underground.
God, I don't
Must have
want to
been
do
like-
that.
Must have been. The deepest part of the cave is where we were.
What is the idea of sleeping in the cave?
I don't know, because I think most caves, it's just like one of those experience things, right?
Yeah, I just like
I don't want to do it
picturing
again.
stale fucking air just sleeping in there all night.
Well, and
Like,
it's
do you
100
wake? Yeah,
It's 100% humidity.
yeah.
So like you lay down and you're like, is my pillow wet? And it's not, but
Oh,
it is. Like
shit,
it's very
yeah.
weird. I think most caves are
God, I hope I don't have to sleep in a cave.
like. I think most
All I don't want to do.
caves are like preserved, so when you go into them they tell you like don't touch anything. So I think they're always really careful. This cave, they're like, oh yeah, crawl in everything. So there's a ton of kids. When you first get there, it's pretty
Real slutty cave, huh?
yeah. It's so wet.
Yeah, you've said that already. Yeah,
Um
soaking wet cave. Yeah.
you get there and like Jackson's pretty nervous. It's dark. They're like, yeah, we have bats here, watch out for bats. And You could tell like how nervous he is. Then what they do is they hide 4 stuffed animals throughout the cave, and they go, whoever finds them gets a prize. So it's on a campground, and there's like a host guy who like runs the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, then as soon as they did that, you know, you got your headlamps on, and they're crawling in everything. There's like a hole that's like this big, and he's like, I can fit in there. I was like, all right, like yeah, I just have to sit there. Like if something went wrong, I can't go in there and get him. But from what I understand, everything in there's pretty safe, and there's like dead ends. There's not like endless tunnels. But yeah, he'd crawl in somewhere, and then I'd be like, "You good?" And you just hear, "Shit."
We did that when I was a kid too. Not with any group or anything like that. We just went camping and then went to a spot where there was a cave.
Okay.
I went there with like, well, Eric Smerzik, and Austin. Yeah, Austin.
Yeah.
With our families all went, and we were just, that was not as safe. Like it was just,
Yeah.
it was just random fucking cave.
No regulation.
Yeah, and it was like there was no one making. I'm assuming it was safe enough, but there was no routes or anything like that. It
Yeah.
was just like a bunch of, and they're like, we're 10-year-old boys, so it's
Right.
like just like fucking let's go, and you're just jumping through, into
Yeah.
small, like we could all fit through there, and
Yeah.
just crawling into rooms full of just dark like clay mud.
Yeah.
We were just completely covered head to toe in
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that clay ruined a bunch of our shit.
Yeah.
Anything that it got on, like,
Yeah.
didn't come out. It's funny, on our way in, we have a wagon, and the guy's like, yeah, there's a few flights of stairs. I don't know if a wagon's a good idea. And I'm like, all right. And I have air mattress, tent, a bunch of stuff in this wagon. It probably weighs like 40 pounds.
So when you went in, you could walk. You had enough room to take
Yeah.
a wagon in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have it like pathed out,
Okay.
but you're still in a cave. It's still, it
Mhm.
doesn't feel like, oh, this is a nice cave. It just feels like, oh, they put a sidewalk in this
Yeah.
cave.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw one bat. Oh, so the wagon, I have our pillows, which are like white pillows, white pillowcases. I told Jackson, I'm like, your job is to make sure these pillows don't fall off, because I have to look ahead. You get to a point where there's like standing water and you have to step on stones to get through this area. I'm like, your job is to make sure that like this doesn't happen. And then I turn around, I was like, where's the other pillow? And I look, and like we had run it over. It's
Yeah.
covered in mud.
Yeah.
I go,
Here's your pillow, buddy.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. I was like, this is your pillow now.
Yeah.
I was able to
Don't worry, we're gonna be soaking wet in this slutty cave anyways. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, it was fun, I guess. I don't want to sleep. I think they want to do it annually now for Cub Scouts. So it's on a campground. So next
I
time.
can just imagine that being terrible for you, sleeping in a cave.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine one good part of it. Like
Well,
there's like it's not like fresh air,
no.
and there's probably some fucking type of gas permeating through the rock face below you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
like high levels of sulfur or
Right.
some bullshit,
Yeah.
and it's all humid. You know what I mean?
yeah. So your body just
seeps.
absorbs it.
Ugh, sounds fucking terrible. You ever see those guys cave like fucking base jump into those giant caves?
Oh, maybe like the huge holes.
Oh my god, that is like frightening.
Yeah. Well, even like head cam or chest cam footage of people like crawling through these crazy tight.
Oh yeah,
That's nightmare
yeah,
fuel.
gives you anxiety like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's like watching what's his name, the guy who climbed El
Free Solo?
Capitan.
Yeah. They we went in the cenotes in Mexico, which is basically you climb down some stairs that are essentially a ladder, but it's just all underground cave. They're caves, but they're just like what are they, like water holes or whatever? So it's like the largest like freshwater underground cave systems, and they're connected all throughout Mexico.
Yeah.
So you go down and you swim through them, and then they're like lit up a little bit. There may be a couple holes through, the ceiling of it where, people have broke through or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting, there's nothing like that. Maybe there is something like that here. I don't
Sure.
know.
Yeah.
But it's a fun.
Sounds almost as cool as my cave experience.
Yeah, but you're only in there for a little bit. You're not sleeping or whatever. The only thing was like all of a sudden you see like there are bats and stuff in there. And then I think I saw like a rat running across like the wall. And you're like, fuck, man. You know what I mean? You just don't want to bump up against
Yeah.
anything. You feel like you come against a wall and there may be a rat running across your
Yeah.
fucking back or something
Yeah.
like that, which probably not the best.
Waukesha's got real rat issue right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You get a bunch of terriers.
Yeah, just
You ever
tear
see
them
those
up.
fuckers in New York? They'll be like, they're like a terrier club.
Oh,
They
this like
take,
rat hunting?
yeah, they just take they because they're bred. These fuckers
Yeah.
are bred in London to.
Chase rodents.
That's it. They were made to kill the fucking rats.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's just like a
I'm
prey.
probably making this up, but I think it was Black Plague. You know, like we need to
Sure.
get the fucking rats out of London.
Yeah.
They made the dog to do this. So these dogs, this is they love this shit.
Sure.
So
Just generation after generation
yeah,
bred into them.
but it's like these nice little dogs. You're
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
We used to have we had a Yorkshire Terrier, which anytime she saw a
Yeah.
squirrel, she'd lose her mind.
Yeah, yeah. So just little dogs, and you would think they're nice and proper or whatever, and they just dive straight into that dumpster and rip out a fat rat.
Yeah. It is pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're all about it. No, I didn't know Waukesha had a problem with it.
Yeah. So our neighbors.
Saw the fucking bums, huh?
Yeah, dragging them in. The plague's coming back.
Fucking bums.
Fucking get a house, bum.
Yeah. What? Life's hard. I get it.
Our neighbors, our neighbors moved on the other side, not this side, and they kept the house. They're renting the house out to people now. Jesse stays in touch with them.
Interesting. That seems. Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
They said that there's like a rat issue over there, so they said
At their house?
right here.
What?
Yeah. So she said that they set traps and they caught like 3 rats just around their house over there.
What?
And Jack and Jillian, when I helped them tear out their shed, we ripped it down and we pulled up the boards. And as soon as we pulled up like the base of it, a big fucking mom rat jumped out and a bunch of baby rats were under there with like a pile of like grapes, like Ratatouille. There was a pile of grapes.
Did you smash him with a bat like Charlie Kelly?
No.
Killed entire generations. Fucking, you don't know what I'm talking
No.
about from Always Sunny? Do you ever watch Always Sunny?
Oh yeah, I try. I haven't seen it in a
He
while.
comes out, he's all disheveled, and he's just fucking like has lost his fucking mind. Basically, he's like, yeah,
This when he's doing like
Killed
Charlie
it.
work.
I've killed entire generations of rats. Oh my god, it's so funny.
Yeah. So now the mom ran away. The baby, we had the kids there. I wasn't gonna destroy these baby rats, so I let them be little pinkies. We just left them. So if mom didn't come back, I'm sure they're fucked.
Oh,
But
yeah.
so now there's rats. So I was wondering.
You just left him. I would have fucking stomped him out. Sorry.
So my theory is that
Jack's fault.
yeah, Jack brought rats in.
Yeah.
Jack in his damn garden.
Yeah.
I think it's the
Organic piece of shit.
bringing the plague back with your
Yeah.
homegrown food. RFK's gonna have something to say about this.
Absolutely.
I think it's the pipes from Michigan, Lake Michigan. So now Waukesha gets its water from Lake Michigan through Milwaukee. And
This is your theory?
yeah. And that wasn't the case before. And the water's now running from there because now like we got updates. We don't need water softeners anymore. Like they soften the water
right.
automatically and all this stuff.
Okay.
But they ran all those pipes dry, right? Before they ran water through them. So they basically built a tunnel system from Milwaukee to Waukesha. So I think that maybe
Sure.
a gang of rats got together
Yeah.
and wandered this way.
Like I said in Mexico, I didn't even see a rat for sure. I'm like pretty sure there was one like running across the sides, but I don't even know if I've seen a rat in real life.
Yeah.
I don't think I have ever.
I don't
seen
know.
one.
I
I've
mean,
only
other
ever
than that one we saw, yeah, I don't think I mean, at a store, but never like in the wild.
Yeah. Yeah. In a snake's cage.
Yeah, I've seen that.
but beyond. a real life wild rat. I fucking sold all my cards yesterday.
All of them?
Pretty much.
Yeah. What for?
Just
Just
90% of them.
you don't want to hang on to them anymore? Or?
No. So Cola's super into cards again now.
Yeah.
And then there's a big trade night there's a pretty good card shop right up on Silverdale here.
Okay.
Black Gold.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever drove past there or not.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
if Jackson or anything's ever into it, go check that place out. They're pretty good, but they were just like, he introduced me to the owner, and then we started talking, and then he's like, well, what do you want to, you trying to get rid of anything? And I'm like, sure, take a look. And they just made me an offer on everything. Essentially,
Right.
I took like a few things out and
Yeah.
then sold everything.
Keep the mic. It sounds way better.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
pull it
My
towards
bad.
it. That's good. So you're happy with what you got for it?
Yeah. I just it's like a little influx of cash. So I'm like, all right, now what am I gonna do with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
buy more cards.
it can't be I can't be a stationary. That's probably my number one problem. I just can't be stationary with any of it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so I have this. So something needs to happen now. It can't just
It's gotta
be
gotta
can't
get
just
used.
be there.
Sure.
Need to be a little more patient, but I can't just it can't be sitting.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, it's like this shit has been sitting. I've been adding a little to it. I've just recently bought a few things that I actually kept, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm not gaining anything from it at this
Sure.
point. So it's like, let's get it out there and do something that can generate some money with it.
Yeah.
Or the actual money I got for it.
Sure. Well, that's cool. That's nice. So that was every card you had. Do you still have
dude, I
5
got
primos sitting around that you're never gonna sell?
I have like 3. I probably have 5 things that are that are significant, not like crazy, but I got rid of a ton of big shit, and then I have another box of just like little random stuff, and that was a lot of it. Was a lot of like $30 things.
Yeah.
So your credit card bill, if you take a look at your transactions, you're like, how do I have $1,000 payment?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, because you spent $70 at Pick and Save, and then you spent $30 at Wendy's.
Yeah.
It's just adds up. And you're like, this doesn't even make sense. How does it get to this
Yeah.
number? But that was like how it was selling that.
Yeah.
So it was like,
And you put it all together.
They have like $50, $30 things in there. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay. That's a halfway decent number. What are you going to do with this shit?
Sure.
Like I said, it's just I have a hard time keeping things stationary. And if someone wants, and it's the work deal of it, like I could have done better selling it on my. So essentially, there's a website that will give comps to everything you have, and then they'll give you 70% to every comp.
Sure.
So, they're making money.
They're taking the legwork out of you having to go online.
And that's the deal too. So if you're running through eBay, which that's the only place I've ever sold through, unless I've done like a direct cash transaction, they're going to take 15%.
Yeah.
Right there. So.
And then you got to ship it. You got to go through all the.
Yeah, you got to do all the fucking around.
Yeah.
But so just the like laziness of the entire thing was like, well, this is pretty easy. And I would have been listing, I probably sold 100 things.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Imagine selling all those individually or.
And I'm never going to do it. That's the thing. I'm never going to sit down and be like, oh, okay. This was like, I'm so impatient. Them looking it up, like doing the comps for everything took like an hour and a half just looking everything up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm like, I gotta fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to be doing this.
Right.
Like just them doing the work that on that end, I didn't even want to do.
Yeah.
So,
well, they have you sit in for that too and like verify each comp, or they just kind of.
I was watching like 60% of it
Yeah.
essentially. But then, so basically, he took everything I had, did a comp for it, took 70% on that, and then wrote it on like a post-it, stuck it to that card. So then I looked through everything. I was like, that's not worth it. I'll keep that for this or whatever it would be.
Yeah.
Agreed with whatever price or not, and
Yeah.
then took the final number
Nice.
at the end of it. So yeah, they're ultra easy to work with, and there was like essentially zero fucking around.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, well, this is what we can do to make a profit as well,
Yeah.
which I totally get. We're like, well, pulled the stuff out I wanted, and I got a little more than what we were asking. But I don't know. If you go on Instagram or something like that, they were like, all right, we want to make this big, show. We're making this big buy or whatever. So I wasn't even looking at the fucking camera, but they had like,
Oh, really?
yeah. So they had like this big trade night. So they had like a bunch of door prizes. There's probably 30 people in this shop, but the shop's your basement size.
Yeah.
So it was just pretty packed in there.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make they're trying to make content essentially.
Sure.
So there may be an Instagram video of me. And like I said, I honestly didn't even
Realize it.
know. I saw him walking around and I knew he was in front of me, but I didn't fucking look
like
at the camera one
Antiques
time.
Roadshow.
Yeah, a little bit. But I was kind of, as the numbers going up, like I'm not dealing in large transactions on a regular basis. So I'm
Yeah.
like getting a little, I could feel my pulse rate has risen.
Yeah.
Sitting there just like, okay, all right, okay.
And they're like, Brian, you said you got this watch from your great grandmother's jewelry chest?
Yeah. So it was fun. And then I was like jacked up after that.
Nice.
It's fun. It's just fun to do.
Yeah.
Just be there, and I forgot the whole. I think I need like a drink, one drink in me or something like that
Yeah.
to like
Loosen you up.
just loosen me up, and then be like wanting to do that and not feel like I'm wasting my fucking time.
Yeah.
Because in general, it's like, oh, I don't want to be doing. I just don't want. I'd rather be doing something else. But
I
like
understand
going and
completely.
like talking with other guys and trading and doing that kind of stuff, it is fun. But then after I sold everything, I was all jacked up, and I went to. I was supposed to bring home.
Pato?
No, I was supposed to bring food home, so I went to Fiesta Garibaldi. It's right next door. I don't know if you guys get Mexican food ever or not.
Yeah, we usually do like Spanish Traveler or like Taco Jalisco over here. It's
That
good.
place is good.
Yeah.
Spanish Traveler.
Yeah.
I've heard it was good.
I like it.
I think we went there and it was closed when we tried to go there or
So
something.
the place you're talking about's in that like strip mall on the left-hand side of Silverdale?
Yeah. So I grabbed 2 fingers of 1942, the Don
Nice.
Julio 19 after I
Made the
sold
big sale?
everything. Yeah, after I had I sold a bunch of shit prior to that too. So I had $2K in my pocket and
Nice.
then a bunch of money sent through the internet and sitting there with $2K in my pocket, and it's like, you know what, I'm gonna buy. I bought a $35 drink
Yeah.
and
Celebrate your
I had a beer by myself, spilled a bunch of salsa on my pants.
nice.
Then went home. It's like, I'm a fucking big shot. I had some salsa just covered on my pants. I'm like, yep. This will put you back in your space, you
Yeah.
fucking idiot.
Settle down, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Then
you're still gonna collect cards then? Was this just getting rid of extra shit?
I have a few ideas. So I will. I have Bowman Baseball, which is the best release for baseball each year. And I'm not an expert, so that may not be true, but I believe it to be like the best release for baseball each year. That comes out on Wednesday. And the Brewers have 2 pretty big prospects in it. One of them
What is the Bowman baseball?
it's just it's I don't know if it's like the original, like you've heard of like I guess it's not Tops. Tops owns Bowman. Bowman is just a brand essentially. So
Okay.
it's like I would say it's like the flagship.
So do they come out every year with like a chunk of cards?
Yeah. So it'll come out and they'll have like all. So what I'm looking for is a prospect that's on the Brewers. He probably won't play in the majors till 2028. He's 17 years old.
So you're hoping to get his card now and
So yeah, I mean, I'm not sneaky. This isn't a sneaky
Sure.
play. He's gonna be worth, I mean, cards that'll be, his autograph numbered to 100 is gonna be like a couple $1,000,
now.
yeah. And then it's all just,
So is your
Well-
hope, are you buying a box where hopefully
I'll
his
buy into
card
some
will be in there?
breaks. I'll buy into some breaks because the Brewers have the Brewers have a few two big prospects in it.
Okay.
So I'll buy into some breaks and then maybe I'll buy a few individuals. But I think more what I'll do now is buy things that I'll buy into breaks just because I'm a little bit of a gambling junkie, which is, fills that need.
Sure.
And then maybe I'll probably just buy baseball. Just a little of that. Like I bought some Jackson Cheerio stuff and I've enjoyed not having a dog in the race in general for baseball. And then buying this stuff, I'm going every morning when I go to work. I'm like, oh, what happened to the Brewers? How many hits did he have yesterday? Blah, blah, blah. Like, is this, is this investment doing well, essentially,
Sure.
by checking in? It's something fun to have for your home team that, like,
Yeah.
gives
You
gives
have multiple
me
tentacles in it that
Yep,
doesn't just
gives
feel
me some added value where,
Sure.
like, football wise, I'm barely a Packer fan anymore. I like the Packers. They're my favorite team for sure.
Yeah.
But I have before I had a bunch of card investment and then I had all my fantasy investment. It was just not fun. It's not
Sure.
fun anymore. It's
Yeah.
like, hopefully this guy wins another Super Bowl so I don't get fucking raked over the coals.
So it's
You
just
know?
all analytics now. You don't even enjoy
Yeah.
the game.
Essentially, yeah. It's like, and then there's like a weekly grind, which I don't play daily fantasy, like DraftKings shit, all
Yeah.
that much anymore. I will from time to time. I'm like mostly just best ball. And now I don't even, I don't have anything current. I have zero current investment in cards, like current players. I have like some Jerry Rice shit and stuff
Sure.
like that. All old stuff that's not going anywhere.
Sure.
But beyond that, it's like maybe it'll be fun again where the Brewers stuff will be fun. I won't buy like prospects in baseball or anything. I don't know shit about baseball.
Yeah.
I just will buy Brewers stuff just because
Sure.
good. Now you got something else to root for,
Yeah.
type of deal. So I'll do that.
Nice.
Basketball on too late for me to
Yeah.
pay attention to.
You need to start like watching cricket or something. Get you ramped up again. Whole new
Maybe
sport.
I'd watch Premier League, and I mean some of that card wise is valuable, but I don't really know much about that either.
Yeah.
I feel like some of it, like football wise, I'm just so deep that I feel like I have an edge on certain things, but everything else, I'm smart enough to know that I don't know shit about it,
Sure.
which is probably why I'll be more successful
Sure.
because I don't know enough to know that
Yeah,
I'm being
To
that
tweak with your
that I'm doing dumb shit and they go, "Oh, it worked out."
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah.
That's the only way I ever do well.
Sure. Fall into it.
Yeah. Well, every crypto investment or anything like that was
Yeah.
like not knowing enough to know that I was making a terrible mistake, but it worked out
Sure.
type of deal. And then when
Yeah.
you think you know what you're doing,
Yeah.
just fucking disaster.
Yeah. Well, then you
After
keep
disaster.
moving. You're like, I know what to do with this.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you move it around and you're like, fuck.
Retarded. Yeah. I should have seriously, like every crypto investment I ever made was if I just would have done my original thing
Yeah.
and walked away
And
for
left it
10
alone.
years, I would be fucking balling out of control.
Yeah.
And then it's just Like, oh, I'll tinker with this.
Yep, I've done the same thing.
Yeah.
I remember during COVID, I had a bunch of money. Like that was when I had my surgery. So I was just like laying in bed for days and I'm just
Yeah.
looking at it and I was like, all right, I think if I sell it, like it looks like it's really high right now. So I think I'm going to sell it high and then I'm going to wait for it to dump a little bit and then I'll rebuy. And then if I keep doing that, I'll just get, and then
Sure.
I just fucked myself
I
moving
have-
it around.
Yeah, I have thought of that though, and I don't think that this is where it starts. I don't think it's a terrible idea. I think if you concentrate on one thing
Yeah.
and one thing only, and probably using Grok or whatever
Yeah.
to try to figure that
Like
piece
map
of it out.
the candles and the charts and
Yeah, I mean, and I've heard that stuff is kind of like people really
take
s-
advantage of people. with
No,
their-
I mean, people think there's like rhyme and reason to it,
Yeah.
and I don't know that there is or not.
Sure.
You know, it seems like I'm trying to think of the proper word. You know, like it's not it's more of an art than a science,
Sure.
I suppose.
It's like volatile.
Yeah.
There's no, unless you're Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. Well, when you make the rules,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, I know we haven't done the dictionary really.
Oh, yeah, let's see it.
So I think I'm just gonna open to a random word and then I'm gonna highlight it so then I know that we. Let's see what we got here.
Like, I love the smell of flavored coffee.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish my whole house smelled like that all the time.
Yeah.
This one's actually pretty good, but
Yeah.
I'd like
Plain.
the fake taste of whatever is like in there always just fucking bugs me.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, oh, it's got some
That's
real
pretty light though. Like
Yeah.
not a light or not a heavy
flavor.
artificial
Yeah.
flavor on top of it.
Kroger.
What?
Kroger.
Oh, Kroger. I thought that was the word. I was like, what's Froger? Don't ask me that one. I don't fucking know.
All right. Let's see.
What time are you trying to run till today?
Could do like 8:30.
Okay. You got plans for today?
Yeah, Jackson has soccer in Sheboygan,
Shucker and Shabargan.
so yeah, leave at like 9 for that.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Jillian yesterday
Okay.
at the.
Oh yeah, she said she
Park.
saw you at the soccer fields.
Yeah.
All right. Is this? I don't know if I've ever heard of this word, but a shoe, SESCHEW. It's not. Is it not a skew? Is that how you spell a skew? Like when something's off.
Say it again.
It's
Well, you could probably answer your own question
Right.
by reading a little deeper there. Say it
no,
again.
It's not. A shoe. Shoe. ESCHEW.
Man, it's so weird.
Ischue. That's sorry. The pronunciation's right there.
Istajul.
East.
Is that Italian?
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
I told Marcus I thought he was Jewish. Did I tell you this story?
Yeah, I think so. No, but what did you say? And he just was flabbergasted.
It was Marcus or it was Marcus or it was Eric. It was Eric. that
Yeah.
I told this to. And I said something like in passing about him being Jewish. We're at
He's like, you know, because you're a Jew, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was like, speaking of which, and he's like, what? I was like, I thought
It's like I'm Czechoslovakian.
that's
you fucking
exactly what
cunt.
he said. I was like, I grew up always maybe because his dad owns a fucking
Accounting firm.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this lines up.
That's a great guess. Nothing. Your logic is sound.
So yeah, it was hilarious because he's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Dude, my whole life, I thought you guys were Jewish." he's like, "I went to church with Jesse."
It's like, but the money thing.
yeah. Yeah, it's just hilarious. I never like even put his last name to it. You know, it's like, oh, that doesn't. There's not
Yeah.
a Steen or a Stein in there.
Yeah. The just the assumptions you've like immediately make
Yeah,
based on almost zero fact.
which is hilarious.
You're just
'cause I've
like,
known him
this is
since I was like 12.
Yeah, this is a hardcore fact. Nice.
Well, even my 12-year-old brain was like, oh,
Jew.
yeah.
Jew. I don't I don't even think I knew. I didn't even know what a Jew, like Jewish people were a thing. I guess I don't know.
I think just
Like I
because
remember
of
Zach.
Zach.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
Zach be like, "Oh, he's Jewish," but like, so like he's basically like British, or
Well,
like the same.
yeah.
I took that
Had
along the
like no
same.
real
Yeah,
information on what that was.
yeah, and Adam Sandler. That's all. Those are the two.
Yeah.
Those are my two.
Right. And that's only because he made songs about being
Yeah.
Jewish.
Uh-huh. Exactly. It's like he did a Hanukkah song, and now I know that is a thing.
Yeah. All right.
So
Well, Ischchu.
so next time I had an idea, and then you
I
said
fucked it up.
whatever you said after that, and
Yeah.
it like broke whatever it just like erased it out of my mind. And I know I've said this to you before,
Yeah.
but it'll like
Like
my
influenced you.
yeah, my wife will I'll say, "What's this?" or something, and then she'll say the wrong thing, and then I've lost complete
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't like go back to where I was
Right.
previously.
Now all you hear is that thing,
Yeah,
the wrong thing.
so say the word one more time.
Ischchu.
It's
Ischchu.
and spell it.
ESCHEW.
Oh, start with an E.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just get dialect, please. Uh, issue. Let's try to think what this could possibly be. We will say, give me a little clue. This is
So it's a verb.
it's a verb. Okay. So a verb is a action word.
Yeah.
Okay. Issue. I don't have a good guess at all.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't think I would guess this. It is to avoid habitually ESP. To avoid habitually. Oh, especially on moral or practical grounds.
To avoid habitually. Okay.
Like OCD. Almost anything habitual.
And it was on what? On moral grounds?
Yeah, especially on moral or practical grounds. To shun or avoid.
Oh, okay. So it's like,
Avoid, dodge, duck, elude, escape, evade, shake, shirk, shun.
wow, that is something I'll never use.
Yeah,
I don't think I'll ever even hear that word again.
we're gonna come back.
No one's ever
6
no
months
one's ever
from now.
said that word. Have you ever heard it?
No.
I don't even really. You may have just made that up. And fucking kudos to you for all of the work you put into
Yeah.
making up a word.
For inserting this page into this dictionary.
Yeah. Went above and beyond for that one.
Yeah, I'd never heard that word. But this one should be an easy one. Let's go right to the one below it.
Uh-oh.
Escort.
Escort. Okay. They don't have to have sex with you, but they will.
Yeah, that's exactly what it says here.
Yeah. My immediate what the fuck movie is that? Where Megan Fox should be like, "Oh, do you sleep with these men?" You're like, "No, you don't have to, but I always do."
I don't know what that is.
What the hell is that from? It's so funny. Escort. Yeah, I mean that's all I can think of when I think of escort. To bring and what would be to show, I mean you could bring someone along to accompany accompany someone in a task, or accompany someone.
Yeah.
A company needs to be in there somewhere.
Yep,
Yeah.
a company is used. It says one person accompanying another, especially as a protection or courtesy.
Yep.
Attendant, companion, guard, guide, chaperone, squire.
Squire. Yes.
And then
I need a squire. That's what I need.
it would be pretty sweet to have squires. That's what you do. You're basically your kids are your squires.
That's true.
Squire, bring me
My
my
daughter has
sword.
never carried my shield one fucking time.
Yeah, well, some of us are doing it right, Brian.
Yeah, it's true. Well, give me another one.
All right.
Let's rip these.
weird. There's like PBS, Public Broadcasting Service. Like
That's
there's
in there?
there's acronyms in
Yeah.
here.
This is horse shit. Same with this made up askew or whatever the hell it was. Issue.
All right. Patroness. Patroness. Along
that
the lines
A
of
female patron?
yeah, a woman who is a person. You know, we might be able to
A
solve
woman who is a person? You need a word for that?
Yeah, well, we
Aren't
should
all
talk.
women just people?
I mean, this could definitely line up
Whoa,
with
okay. Maybe I've
what's
been
going on
looking
in the
at
world
women
today.
wrong this whole entire time.
I think we all have.
Some are
Brian.
not people, is what I'm to understand now. That's
Yeah.
what the dictionary told me. So I shouldn't have been
Yeah.
charged with that crime at all.
You have the full backing
Gotcha.
of Merriam-Webster.
Yeah. Webster, good sir, Webster.
Check that. Look that up, young Jamie.
What else you got?
It's kind of a cool one. Patronymic. Patronymic.
I don't know what nimic means.
Yeah, I don't know if with this description, maybe it's something with names. A name derived from the name of one's father or paternal ancestor, usually by the addition of an affix.
Oh, okay.
Affix. A name derived. So is that like you know, is it like Norway where they're like Don's daughter? Like everyone's got daughter at the end of their name. Like all the women. And it's like the dad's first name is like their last name with daughter at the end.
That maybe I don't know. I just took it as like my original thought was like when you would say your name and it would almost be like the suffix of like what your position was or what your where you are from type of deal.
Oh, sure.
But maybe it is just adding on like if you're how most Irish people have similar last names or most wherever you're from.
Yeah.
So that like there may be like the first part of it that is your something personal, then it's all the same as the rest of the wherever you're from type of deal.
Or it's yeah, it's like an actual descriptive,
Like an origin.
yeah.
And again, that
Gonna
may
look it
just
up on
be
Grok.
100% nonsense.
I don't know if I have used. Ugh. I haven't set it up on here yet. I don't know. I'm curious.
So are you able to cancel your Spartan then?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm waiting to see. I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
If anything, if I feel like I'm still injured, I was thinking of shifting it to like their smaller race where I
Okay.
don't feel like as like a 10K with all the obstacles. I tried climbing a rope the other day and like just pinching my one foot on top of the
Yeah.
other just destroys my foot.
Sure.
So it's like even rope climbing, and that's really, I can't climb a rope with just my arms. I need my feet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's going to be difficult. And then like yeah, my shoulders feel better. So I've been doing all these the knees over toes guys shoulder workouts.
Okay.
I've been doing those. So those feel better than they did. Yeah, I just don't know what's up with my foot, man. I might have to go in and have
Yeah.
someone look at it because it's not going away. And I
Okay.
just thought,
Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of think about because I know you said you're going to Grand Rapids the week before
yeah,
for your vacation or whatever. So
Yeah.
just trying to figure out what I'll do if you don't plan on going
Yeah.
or not. That just if I'll bring my family with or if I'll just go for
sure, the
the
race.
day, drive up Friday, stay in a hotel,
Yeah.
and then go to the race and then come back that next day. Because I may just do it that way too,
Sure.
but we'll see.
Yeah,
Well, I guess we could hold off on making any plans for the next few weeks, but we're pretty close
Yeah.
now. We're
it's like
like
2.
50 days
Yeah.
probably out, or maybe not that close, but
Yeah. Yeah, it scares me
fairly
too
close.
because I'm not running like my car. I like get scared of my cardio
Yeah.
not being up because I'm not doing any cardio now, and it's like I'm even scared to do the Peloton. You know, it's like Peloton sometimes bothers my knees. So I'm like, oh, that's one of the cardio I could do, but I might get out that I have that like stair climber Bowflex type thing in the garage.
Okay.
So that's always good on my knees. So that'd
Yeah.
be a good way for me to get cardio, or maybe I just need to start doing like battle ropes, you know, and when I do those, that's like heavy cardio.
Yeah.
I just need to figure something out.
Yeah,
So
I remember I did the same, not the same thing, but I hurt my knee, but it was at a time where I don't know, I got whatever in my head. I was like, I'm gonna run a marathon this year.
yeah.
And then I started like I was running a ton in it, but it was mostly on the treadmill in the winter time because I was like, all right, I'm gonna run one in the summer, so I need to be like 10 miles in
Yeah.
now to be, I didn't follow any protocol or anything. I just started doing it. And then I like it was feeling a little weird. And then I tried to I just fucked it up. Like I tried to roll it out. Like I took one of those rollers and I did that. I just like jacked it up
All
for
right.
like 6 months
Wow.
where it was like, oh, okay, now I can't run at
You
all.
fucked it up with the roller, you think?
I think it was a combination of both. But it was like, you're supposed to use a roller on your muscles.
Yeah. Not in
I
your
was
joints.
like, I was like on it sideways.
Oh,
And I
sure.
was like trying to because I was getting felt like I was getting like a knot or something on the interior. I don't know if that's your PCL or whatever it is, but I was like rolling it out on the inside of my knee. And
Yeah.
then I just like totally jacked it up.
Yeah.
And I was done with it. But yeah, I don't even know what made me think about that this morning. Just I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
is he gonna be good to go or fucking
I don't know,
what's
man.
the deal?
I'm working on it and I'm
Yeah.
doing all the preventative stuff
Yeah.
with like the knees over toes stuff. I did a bunch of backwards walking the other day. You know, I've been skipping around a bunch.
Did you do some skipping?
Yeah, every time I'm with the kids in like a parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys want to skip back to the car?
Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. Hopefully it's good. My worst case scenario is hopefully I can shift my ticket to the shorter race and still
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
and still do everything.
Yeah.
So if I could just do like a 5K where there's not that type of pressure, the 10K seems like it has way more pressure, competitive.
Yeah. Don't I won't be upset if you're hurt and you can't go.
Okay.
And don't make it like, oh, I have to do this because he's planning on me being there, blah blah blah.
Sure.
Don't fucking worry about it at all. Just
Okay.
don't if you can move it to a different time that's gonna work for you and not take your family to Grand Rapids and spend $2,000 on lodging and shit like that.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be
Okay.
a big thing.
I plan on doing it.
Yeah,
So
okay.
if something happens, you know, that's good that you're good with it. But
So as
I
soon as
still plan
you've
on
got
going.
that figured out, then we'll figure out
Lodging,
lodging
what we're gonna do.
style. Yeah.
Okay.
Just trying to get my ducks in a row with this whole thing too.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt good. It's just weird, man. So I've run a few times with my foot being like this, and like I start running and it hurts in the beginning, and then it warms up by the end.
Yeah.
But then it's always like the next day or 2 days later, it comes back, and it's always like pretty intense. Like right now, when I get out of bed, I'm limping.
I think you're wearing the wrong shoes too, I bet.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, because you just wore those like zero, right? You're like a flat shoe guy.
No, not necessarily. I
Oh,
wear
I thought you were all about the like
the
zero.
barefoot life.
Yeah, more or less, but just the like 0 degree,
Oh,
like
with
zero incline. What
with
do you
running,
call that shit? What
like
is
the
it?
cushion, the sole.
Yeah, whatever it was, like the zero.
You're talking about like the barefoot shoes I used to wear?
No, there's like uh, a lot of running shoes have a degree of whatever or
sure.
like a higher heel, but I forget what
No,
it's a raise. Is it a raise? Like
maybe.
yeah, like a zero raise. I thought you were into that shit.
I mean, when I first started running, I ran in those toe shoes
Oh yeah, okay.
on
Yeah,
concrete,
yeah.
which was a
So
terrible idea.
yeah, you broke everything just
Destroyed my
doing that.
heels.
Yeah.
I was 240 pounds wearing barefoot shoes
Yeah.
running on concrete. Great idea.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
No,
Oh.
I wear like Brooks Ghost now, which is like a fat sole. I went
Okay.
into like runners, outfitters Performance Running Outfitters.
Yeah, I
they'll
think I
like
went to that place.
they'll like measure your feet and they'll like
Yep.
watch your gait when you run and make sure they give you the right
Oh, okay.
shoe.
Maybe I didn't go to that place. Yeah.
So I went there and I was like, yeah, I'm having this issue. And he's like, these are the best. Like, if you're having issues with like pain in your feet, he's like, these
Oh,
have like a ton of
then never
support.
mind. It sounds like you've been pretty proactive
But I
to
haven't
that.
I haven't done a ton of running either. So
Yeah.
maybe my everyday shoe is a problem. Maybe there's just something that tweaked. I don't know if it's like a nerve or because it's weird. Like if I take my foot and like stretch it like all the way down to rabbit ear feet,
Yeah. Yeah.
toes down. If I do that, like it's painful. Like just in the regular position, it's fine. Like if I get up from here, I think it's gonna be fine. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like full on limping on my foot.
Hmm.
I don't know what it is because then like over the day it warms up, but then if I drive for a long period of time and then get out of the car, like it bothers me for a minute then too.
You think it's a circulation type of thing
Uh,
as well?
yeah, I don't think so.
So it's only one foot.
Yeah,
And it's your right foot.
yeah,
So that's like what I've noticed for myself too sometimes is I seem to like drive with my right foot. Not drive as in drive a
yeah, yeah.
car, but like drive my run with my right foot. Like my
Sure.
right leg is my motor
It's doing more work, and your left is just
and the
like a
left is just making my body stay upright
sure
essentially instead of like motoring
working as
through
well.
both
Yeah,
legs.
I think I do the same thing on the Peloton. I
Yeah,
like catch myself my right leg because the one guy that I've followed his classes, he'll do exercises where you take a foot off and just pedal with one and then go to the other and pedal with the other. And he's like, you feel how much you're not using both feet when you pedal. And
for
he's like,
sure.
then when you lock them both in, you're like, oh, with that in mind of actually driving and doing circular motions, not just like dumping down. But yeah, I notice with my right foot, I do that too on the bike. So maybe with running, I'm doing something similar.
Do you have fun in Madison?
Um, yeah, Madison was awesome, man. That was a great night.
I was I was thinking like, man, I feel like every time I hang out with you and Jesse, I've like been awake for 24 hours by
Yeah.
the time everything's all said and done.
Yeah,
Or like whenever we go to a comedy show, it's like usually I've worked that Saturday. You know, I've been
yeah,
up since 3 in the morning.
right. And now it's midnight and you're drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just had thoughts. I was like, I don't know if I'm portraying myself the way I want to be portrayed. With any, you know, everyone's got a certain idea who you are
sure.
based on every time you hang out.
Right.
And it's like
You have a
this is
limited view of me,
yeah,
and every time it's
yeah,
this.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Which is just you can know 10 people and every person knows a different person.
sure.
You know, you're not
Who you are in front of that
yeah,
person, or
like
sure, your work friends
yeah,
see a whole different.
yeah. Like I've never and I guess I probably am pretty disciplined compared to most people,
Yeah, I agree with that.
but I would think people at work probably think I'm a absolute just machine.
Sure.
As in like he goes to bed at 7 o'clock every day. Like
Yeah,
I don't have a drink on the weekdays or anything. I've never
yeah,
come to work hungover or
yeah.
anything like that. But then other friends may have only ever seen me drinking, and
Sure.
that's it.
Yeah,
You
that's all
know?
that guy does.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And
Sure.
then there's, you know, your kids and your kids' friends and all, you know, all that
Yeah.
type of shit.
So when you say that, do you, as far as you saying like portraying yourself, like do you genuinely feel like, oh, I must look like an alcoholic to these guys because or I must look
Oh,
like
um,
this is what I do. Like you tell me how your week normally is, so I don't have an image of you just like fucking drinking or
no, no, I guess no, I don't consider it like I'm not like actively going to make a change
sure.
or anything like that. It's
Yeah,
just something to think about. Where
sure,
you're like, oh, this guy is that
sure,
because I know, but it's more considering I know that to be true for myself. We're
sure,
dealing with other people.
sure. You're just observing how you observe things.
Every time you see this guy, he's just smoking weed,
Right.
or this guy's just doing this, or whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't, you know, you're not fleshing out
Sure.
or don't have a good handle on somebody, you're making assumptions.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's people that you don't know that well then, right? Because if you knew that
Yeah,
person
but
better,
even like, and now being a grown person, being having children and being busy as fuck, right? How often do you see any of these people?
sure,
Even, people you consider good friends, you don't know a lot of their day to day.
sure,
I mean, it feels weird for a grown man to be like complaining to another grown man about his work or
sure,
feelings or what,
sure.
whatever it would be. So you don't have that.
Yeah, you don't have full context.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like only like your wife knows all of it.
Yes. Yeah. I don't even know. Maybe like I hate complaining so much that
Yeah.
I feel like I don't share the things that are bothering me 80% of the time because I'm just like, I fucking hate just people whining. It
Yeah,
just
yeah,
fucking drives me insane.
yeah,
Like just people who are constant, like, what do you get out of it?
yeah,
What is
yeah.
there must be some sort of relief that you're gaining each time of your whining
Well,
and
there's
your
got to be like
negativity.
like a mental dopamine hit thing happening with that, right?
Yeah, I
Like
would have
this
to assume.
release, because then the person doing that must be like searching for a reaction, right? Like they want some react. They're not just telling you to get it off their chest. They're telling you could talk to yourself if that were the case, right? Like so you say it out loud to someone and you're like waiting for a reaction and like you're waiting for probably a pretty specific reaction, and if you don't get it, you don't like it. You want like empathy or you want someone to solve the problem. It's like I think that's my kids or my wife will complain to me. I'll be like, "Oh, here's how we fix it." And like that's not what they want to hear. They want to hear like, "Oh my god, that's terrible.
Yeah,
That
I
sucks you feel
heard
that way."
something that what you said made me think of. I know I've said to you before, like it's hard to take your own advice.
Yeah.
Like taking your own advice is like if I just could take my own advice, I'd be doing this. And I don't know where the fuck it was, but it was like if you speak it out loud or you speak it to yourself and name yourself, like, all right, Brian, you gotta pull your money out of your 401k. Like
Yeah.
say it like
Just like
that.
increase the odds of it.
Yeah, it's easier to give yourself advice if you're talking to yourself in the third person
Sure.
type of deal.
Yeah.
And I've kind of done it a little bit. Again, I don't know if that's just playing a trick on my.
Sure.
Well, like, sure it is
If it
playing.
works.
Yeah. So yeah, what would be the difference?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think I give much better advice than I take.
everybody does.
Yeah.
It's universal.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, unless you're in really rough shape.
I mean, I guess because you're giving advice with like no real emotion attached to the advice, right? So you're like, yeah, do it this way, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like that's how real well a lot of the advice I've given's been like relationship advice to people who ask me questions and oh yeah, I would just handle it this way and stand strong with this belief and don't budge on that and that's fucked up but if it were me, I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it's you in the precarious relationship situation. You're like so emotionally invested. You can't I know what I should do, but
Yeah. Giving a relationship of advice is essentially useless.
yeah.
I mean, no one's everyone knows what the right thing to do is
Yeah.
in almost every situation. It's just like, but I love them,
Yeah.
whatever it is. It's never gonna.
But alimony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've given advice to a few people, and I think they've not that I that my advice is exactly what helped or what did anything, but I remember my buddy was like breaking up or like talking about breaking up with his girlfriend, and they kind of did break, or it was his wife at the time. They were like had moved out from each other, and he's like, I don't know, I'm thinking about going back, and I was like, do you want that? And he's like, I don't know, and I was like, don't do it. Like it's too late. Like you're already 8 steps in, and you're gonna jump back to step one and this whole thing's gonna happen. Like if you want it, do it, But if you it feels like you don't, and for whatever reason you're like, chasing that dragon of the
Yeah.
relationship, it's like just let it go. And then they got a divorce, and now he's got a new girl and kids, and I think he's happier. But yeah, I remember him because also like for whatever reason, maybe because I have a pile of kids, people are like, "What do you think?" But It seems to be a common thing that people have asked me is like relationship stuff. I feel like I think it's good advice, but then I always preface it with like, I don't know shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't ask me to to have any special wisdom. Like, I don't have any particular insight.
Why do you think that? I say the same thing. Hey, I don't know shit, but why do you think you say that?
So I'm not held accountable for anybody else's actions. I think that's why
Yeah.
I say that, so you can't be like, but you fucking told me. I even do it with my kids. I like not my little ones, but once they're teenagers, I'll go like, hey, this is your choice. You do what you want here. And this is just my advice. From the outside looking in, this is how I see it.
So you think that you say that just to remove any blame or whatever for whatever situation,
Maybe,
or
or I don't want to appear to be arrogant is probably another reason. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, dude, here's what you do. Like, I'm pretty careful to never say that to anybody. I never go like, this is what you do. I always go like, hey, if it were me, I would do it this way. And I just think that like steps aside this assumption that I know what I'm talking about or that I'm arrogant about a subject. Like, I don't ever want to appear to be that way, like telling someone what to do or here's what you got to do, man. So even with like my kids or Jesse, I'll say, hey, if it were me, I would do it this way. You do what you want. But if it were
yeah,
me, I would handle it like this.
yeah. I'm trying to think of it if that's why I say that
Yeah.
as well. Because I say that every time.
Yeah.
Every time. It's all you're right. It's prefaced by I don't know shit, but
Here's what I think I know, or
yeah,
here's some info I think I have.
yeah. I'm not sure if it's a like you said arrogance thing or if it's like not having enough like confidence in my
Sure.
opinion is correct.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop saying I don't know shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
I feel like we've done a few episodes where you're like, I'm a retard. But
yeah, yeah.
here's what I think.
Yeah, let's lose that. Just go straight, just blind.
Yeah. I think if you
Blind.
have something that you're
Yeah.
confident about, it's probably a good idea. I just try to be careful to not.
Yeah, I guess there's like the levels of confidence you would have in something, and you're trying to meter
Right.
that. Maybe it just needs to go in
Right.
100%.
Yeah, I don't like even the sound of that.
Yeah, me neither. No, I do. Really. I just want to own each thing.
Yeah.
Just 100, just all of it.
Here's why marshmallows are the best
Yeah.
food.
Eat this or you're gay. Yeah, I'm about a pot of coffee in, I think. I like just want more coffee.
Nice. Nope, just one cup for me this morning. I've been up since 5. Came down here, fucked around with a few things this morning. So this camera is having issues with like the lens focus. It's like autofocus. So like you hold the button, it focuses in. And what I usually do is I like focus it on that microphone and then get it to focus. But I'm pressing it now like it's not focusing. So there's a manual focus, which I don't know how to use. So I was able to figure it out. I found a video of a guy being like, shut it off, turn it on, turn auto focus
That's
off.
the advice for everything.
Yeah.
Shut off, turn on.
Yeah, cycle power.
Does it work now?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, well, there's more than that. It was like turn it off, turn auto focus to manual focus, back to auto, turn it back on, and it like focused, but it like kind of fucked up the way it focused. So then I like kept turning it off and on and messing with it and like moving the zoom, and eventually it focused fine. I stopped messing with it, but I don't know what's up with it. And then I find all these videos of like you just have to take apart the lens. I'm like, I don't want to do that shit.
How many hours are you into? If you just had to guess,
Messing with all this.
the space, creating the space,
Yeah.
going to purchase laptops, returning laptops,
Yeah.
setting everything up, and then setting everything up on the computer. If you had to put it into days,
Oh,
how many days would you be in? You want to say you're a week into?
yeah, 6 days is what I was gonna say.
about a week.
Yeah, I think I'm probably 6 full days of.
God
It's gotta
damn.
be like 150
Do you
hours.
feel pretty confident in all? Like you could set any of this up? for anybody else at this point?
Maybe it's just there's so many variables. I'll get down here and I'll mess with things and I'll get really frustrated because, right before you came over, I turned on the microphones and there's this like buzzing and like if I tapped the table, you'd hear like bzz, bzz when I would do it. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So I've had this problem before and I've moved wires around because apparently if you run like two wires next to each other, they can interfere with
Yeah.
each other.
Yep.
So I've done that. And then I can see our levels on the roadcaster over here. And like your mic just had like a little level. When we don't speak, it's nothing. Yours had like a little quarter-inch just like hovering. So I was like, it's that mic. So then I started unplugging the cords and rerouting them and I plugged it back in and it went away. I was like, oh, awesome. Like I fixed it. Like that's just one of those things. So now there's all these other variables. I do think I could set it up, but like there's so many variables. I would preface it with I don't know shit. Let's just say that. Because I would go into it like I think I can do this.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it too. And if you, I was like, would people want to just record? Do you think that people would just want to record not even a podcast, but something?
Maybe.
Like if you just had a space and you essentially were the engineer for this, since you have this experience now, and obviously you're a business owner as well, like, is that something that you could actually,
You mean like rent out the space?
yeah. I mean, not obviously you're not gonna have strangers
Yeah, in my house.
in your house, lined up or whatever.
Yeah.
But is that a popular enough type of thing that people would want to do that you'd be just an idea?
Sure. I mean, I think the engineering, like setting it up for somebody. There was moments I was doing this and I was like, is there someone who does this?
Yeah.
Like, is there someone I can call? Because there'd be moments where I was frustrated and I was like, there's someone who just knows, right? That I could have come and look at it and be like, oh, it's these three things. Fix, fix, fix. Now it's perfect. I'm like, just the fact that I felt like I needed that probably means that that's a good job to have, right? Like I felt like I needed it and it was very niche. I didn't even know. I'm sure I could have gone on Reddit and done some digging, but I didn't. I just kept looking up videos and tweaking everything.
Yeah, that's just being adult, or you're a kid and you think, oh, if someone knows what's going on here,
Yeah.
this guy knows something, and no one knows
Right.
anything.
Nobody has
ever.
it figured
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
I think you could do something with it. I mean,
Yeah.
if that was something you'd even want to do,
Sure.
because it would
Yeah.
be nice for you if, since you've put all this time and money into putting this together,
Yeah.
if that you could generate some income off of it with, and
Sure.
make this a free roll for you opposed to
Yeah. Now that I've
sinking cash into it.
acquired the skills
Yeah.
to put it all
Yeah.
together.
But that would require a space, and
Yeah.
probably would need to be a multi-purpose space as well. Like
Uh,
something else for that you could do there.
Yeah. So I was actually just thinking about this. So I was thinking of starting. I saw a article about how like the SBA, now run by the new administration, is giving out like approving like low interest loans for people to buy real estate if you're a small business owner that makes all your stuff in America.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, I could look into like,
You said the SBA?
yeah, it's a Small Business Administration.
Okay.
It runs through the government.
Okay.
And SBA is the one who gave out like the PPP loans during
Okay.
COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could start. I love woodwork. I made this table. So I'm like, yeah, I could start a company and just call it. Fuck that up.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of starting a company and I'd just call it tables. And then then I'd be able to rent like or buy, like if you get approved for some 3% interest rate loan on like a $500,000 piece of real estate, just like a warehouse.
Yeah.
And then just like have a room in there where I have all this set
For
up.
sure.
And then I have spots where I make.
Yeah. Yeah, my original or just thinking it through, I was like, well, you got all the supplies and everything for your business now.
Yeah.
I mean, that you could have a spot, right?
Right.
I mean, you have everything here, right?
Yeah.
You don't have a
No, we don't-
place right now, do
No.
you?
I just
Everyone
don't know. It wouldn't be worth it for me to get a chunk of real estate to store vacuums in, right?
Yeah,
You know, it would have to
yeah.
be more than that. So
That's
like if
why I
I had a
think
wood shop,
a multi-purpose
sure.
type of
Yeah, if we
deal.
had that space, we would use it for sure to store all that stuff.
Wow, that's interesting with the wow, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that they're giving out loans like that
Yeah.
for
Well, I think they're just
that.
trying to promote like made in America shit right
Yeah.
now. So they're like, oh, if you have if you can it's like manufacturers. So if you're manufacturing in the United States,
Okay, you have to be creating,
I think
making
so.
so. Okay, gotcha.
I don't know if providing a
So
service would
yeah,
qualify as
yeah.
well, but I think they're focusing on like made in America shit.
Okay. And since you only hire illegal immigrants, you probably
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to get any money for that, right?
Well, I make out like a bandit though.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Gotcha. I just had a conversation yesterday about, have you seen the dire wolves that they made?
Yeah.
So somebody at Jack's house yesterday was talking about Neanderthal, like humans. And they're like, oh, you know, we could do Neanderthals. And I was like, oh, that would solve the closing the border problem. Then we'd have our whole new workforce. Just, they don't need shit. They're dumb. They're strong. Make a bunch of Neanderthals and be like, yes, go fucking move all those
Very
bricks.
dangerous, dangerous thing to jump into. But isn't there like enough people that have? I mean, what's like the greatest amount of Neanderthal
I don't know,
DNA that exists in modern human?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, there's
Couple-
got to
a
be
few
some people
percent.
that are like 10%. Like
I bet you-
10% would be like the max I would
I
have
bet
to
you could tell by
imagine.
looking at that person.
Sure. Yeah. They just, yeah, big, wide, just wide people. Not fat people, just wide.
Right. Just big boned people
Yeah.
with wide foreheads and their eyes are set far
Just
apart with
fucking smashing shit.
sloping brow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the direwolf thing's cool. Then they made the woolly mice.
I didn't see that.
They took like woolly mammoth genes and put them into mice, and then the mice have like woolly mammoth hair. Like there's these long haired. Because did you listen to that guy that was on Rogan that made the direwolves?
No. I just saw that they had done that, and then I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah, he
like,
breaks it all down.
podcast-wise. Oh, really? It's pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
So he goes through how they found like an old skull. I think it was an old direwolf skull.
That's not the guy who has all those bones on his property or
No,
whatever,
they
right?
talk
It's
about
a
him,
different.
though.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then he says they should be able to make the woolly mammoth. I think he said the Asian elephant's the closest to the woolly mammoth.
I think I've heard people talk about this in the past too.
Yeah.
They could just build it off
Put a
of that,
wig on an Asian
essentially.
elephant.
Yeah. Wigged up Asian elephant. It's a band.
Did you listen to that Hal Putoff on Rogan?
I haven't really listened to. So NFL draft was last week.
Yeah.
So a lot of my time has gone into that type of podcast, and I haven't been taking in all that much useful information, I suppose, or just fun shit.
Yeah, this Hal Putoff guy, he's got to be like in his 80s. He worked for, what was he? He's like a physicist, and they brought him in to work on like spacecraft. So this guy sounds fairly legitimate, and he's talking about ESP, like remote viewing. You know what that is?
No.
Remote viewing is like, do you ever see the men who stare at goats?
Yeah.
That's about like a guy can sit in a room and then like see where someone else is through
yeah.
their eyes.
Okay.
So this guy's essentially saying, he's like, that's all real. You know, he's like the Soviet Union in like the 60s or whatever was dumping millions of dollars into it. So the US government started looking into it, and they're like, oh, he names all these people. He's like, oh, they can do remote viewing. And then like the head of the CIA would come in and be like, this is ridiculous. And he'd be like, okay, I'm going to have you remote view. And the guy'd be like, oh, okay, sure. And then they run him through all these exercises. And then they ask him to like name an object in a box in another building. And like he names it perfectly. So he like gets the guy who was skeptical to remote view. So he's basically saying that like remote viewing.
I don't buy that shit at all.
I don't know. It's crazy because you hear this guy who's like
Yeah.
older
It
physicist.
sounds like a magician's, like, you know how like magicians like or psychics or whatever
Sure.
are just playing
Yeah, they're fucking with.
tricks on you
Yeah.
based on, you know, statistics essentially. That's what it sounds like to me.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know, man.
So
It sounds convincing to me. I'm
so
tricked.
so it's you're tapping into
He says everyone
a
can do it.
consciousness
Yes.
of like the planet,
He says
basically.
it's a consciousness thing. Yeah.
So is it that nobody really exists
I don't know.
and that all these, you know,
I think a lot of
molecules are just buzzing around and you're just tapping into
it is some other
everything is everything
dimension,
type of deal?
realm.
It's fucking nonsense.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I liked hearing it.
No,
It was great.
I love fucking weird shit. I love it. I
Yeah.
just can't.
Well, then he
I'm not
says,
taking it in. I've changed my mind on everything today just based
Yeah.
on the conversation about saying I don't know shit. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just I'm
confident?
taking
yeah,
I
know this one.
everything I do now is binary. Gray area no longer
All right.
exists for
Well,
me.
I
Yes.
100% believe in this shit.
Horse shit.
He also says aliens are real. He says there's been 10 recovered crafts in the United States that they have. He talks about all these different things like technologies that have been reaped from them, and I don't know, man.
I could
It's very fun.
I could buy into some of that. Yeah, that the whole idea of the
remote viewing shit.
it's just no. I don't like that one. Not doesn't. I can't possibly figure a way that could possibly be.
You can't
true.
talk yourself into that
No,
one?
nothing. Not one piece of it. How could no.
I like.
That's
Well,
a 0 for me.
that'll be the next test. We'll do a blind remote viewing test.
Like, I'm trying to even think like it's one like being hypnotized.
Sure.
Can everybody be hypnotized?
Right.
Like
Is
if
it
you
real? Is it bullshit?
yeah, like if you don't want to be hypnotized,
Yeah.
will you still be hypnotized?
Jesse, you used to see a hypnotist, doctor. That she had some issues.
Oh, a scam artist?
I used to say, oh, you going to see the witch doctor?
Yeah.
But that was when we first started dating. She's like, oh, I go talk to this guy. He pusts me under and asks
So
me
that's
questions.
how
And I'm like,
yeah, so that's how she married you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I hired him.
You hired some guy to hypnotize
Yeah.
her.
Fucking doctor.
So if I go upstairs and say a certain phrase, she's gonna fucking snap out of it.
Yeah. Start
Probably
breaking
just
TVs.
yeah, just leave.
She'll think she's 25.
What
What the fuck?
What have I done?
Who are these kids?
Who are these kids? I gotta go. Fucking out.
Yep. It's under my spell. So that's why I believe in all this. I've been using it.
No. Well, I mean, you got proofs in the pudding, right?
It's working out. Trying to think of who else I've been listening to. Did we already talk about Andrew Schultz Netflix special?
Yeah, I watched it.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's one of the best specials I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought I wasn't that big of a fan of his,
Same.
really. And I watched that and I was like, this guy's pretty excellent.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty nonstop and yeah, it's very good.
I felt the same way because I just see clips of him on his podcast Flagrant every now and again, and it's always fine or something somewhat funny.
Yeah.
But that special, yeah, it's just very well crafted.
Yeah, I guess one of those things, it's just maybe it's a respect thing too. You're like, wow, this is so it was very good.
Yeah.
Even more than it was super funny, but it was you had respect for the work.
Yeah.
I suppose would be the best way to say it.
It felt sharp.
Yeah.
Felt crafted very well.
Yeah.
And it didn't look hard. He makes it look easy. He's very calm, very
Oh,
relaxed
100%.
on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah. Are you got anything going? Any shows you're going to anytime soon?
Oh, comedy? I don't think so. Just Bobby Lee, which when is
When
Bobby
is
Lee?
that? Yeah.
I don't know.
In fall, right?
Yeah, is it not September? You're seeing Louis in September?
Yeah. Oh, trying to remember now. Bobby.
I'm Bobby Mom.
Co-pilot. Jerry Seinfeld. I don't even know if I'd want to see Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I guess I would.
If I could see him at like a comedy club,
Yeah.
I don't think I would pay a bunch of money.
That's
October 10th or 11th. I don't remember which
Okay.
one I bought. I have to look. Or you would have to. Yeah, where do those tickets go from the Improv? Can't remember now. Do they just Ticketmaster send you tickets when you buy them from?
I don't remember. I haven't been there in when was the last time I was there?
To dig through my emails and see.
Oh yeah. I forgot even who that was. It was the guy you saw in Texas.
Oh, Sam Talent.
Yeah. I think those were like $10 tickets or something.
Are you watching The Last of Us?
Yeah, I just watched the second episode of.
Did you play the game?
I did not.
Yeah, so I had no idea that was coming.
Me too.
You just see him, you're like, this isn't gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he just fucking died.
Yeah, it's kind of a Game of Thrones-esque
Yeah.
with even the like I don't know if that's the same episode or not, but they're like on the wall, like shooting at all these guys, right?
Yeah.
Coming at them, and then they started on fire.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is fucking just Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
This is just
Yes.
a different version of Game of Thrones.
I agree.
And there's people in Game of Thrones in the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is what are we doing here? This feels. I mean,
I think it's based on the. Well, I don't think the attack on the. I was talking to somebody about it. The attack on the village isn't from the game, so that
Okay.
is very Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Because then,
Yeah.
a lot of the show, I go like, well, it's based on a game, right? All this already happened. They're not copying anything.
Yeah.
But I do believe the attack on the show on the town
Yeah.
is like an HBO thing, so that lines up with it being like Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's pretty excellent show.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the first I was happy there was going to be another season, but it's been quite a while now. I think it's
know.
like 3 or 4 years.
Has it been that
I
long?
think it's pretty far. Yeah, I didn't know he was going to die
No,
in
me
that
neither.
either.
Well, then it's like, so she's just the main character now, then I'm assuming, which she's fine, but I don't know if she's a big enough draw as like a main character. Like
Well,
Pedro Pascal was just so, because even the second season, he just gets like shit on for an hour and then he dies. You know, it's like, you don't
Yeah.
really see a whole lot of positive with him or fun or anything cool. He's just like now this,
Well, I'm assuming his brother is going to,
take that role.
yeah, kind of. I mean, they have the opportunity to build out
Sure.
other characters now.
Yeah.
So, who knows with like, if I had to think about it, I would say this is probably the right way to do it. So, how long can a zombie show fucking work for?
Yeah.
For me, not that long.
Not that long.
You can-
Walking Dead, I think,
yeah,
beat that horse to death.
Let's make this 3 seasons
Yeah.
and go hard the whole time
Yeah.
and then fucking call it quits.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what they're gonna do. Maybe it'll only be 2 seasons. I don't.
Well, there's only 2 games, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if what they're gonna do with.
Well, just like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones or any of it, they eventually just started doing their own fucking
Sure.
thing. Wheel of Time, I think, was the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they didn't get all the way through that.
I just get like.
Were you
I
a
couldn't
Wheel
s-
of Time guy?
I couldn't stick
No?
with it. I think I
Okay.
watched like the first season and I didn't.
You
really
didn't read
care.
those books though.
No.
Okay. Can't remember who it was.
I know these guys over here said they were really good books.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nerds next door.
The nerd, yeah, the readers.
Yeah, the readers.
Fucking readers.
Yeah. Smarty pants.
Yeah. They probably don't even say I don't know shit before they talk.
Yeah.
Fucking
just
losers.
100% confidence.
Do you watch Righteous Gemstones?
No, dude, I like it. I just like can't get myself to
No.
like when I have the time, I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
Like if someone said, "Hey, do you like that show?" I go, "Yes," but I just can't. I
Don't
just
make it a point to watch it.
no, I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah,
It's so fucking funny.
yeah. I love what the chicken that is
Yeah.
the best.
Oh yeah, we've talked about
Yeah.
this. Yeah, the sister.
Yeah,
So she's one of the writers. I was watching an interview with them.
Yeah.
So I think Danny McBride and her write the show.
Okay.
because I thought it was all Danny McBride, and then in the interview, somebody asked, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we write together." Like, oh, that's cool, because she's outrageous. If she's writing the shit she's saying,
Yeah,
'cause
perfect. That makes me like it a little more,
yeah.
actually.
So you haven't watched any of the new season,
No.
man?
Someone at work was like, yeah, this came out or whatever. I was like, oh, because I got HBO again now,
Mhm.
which I had it canceled for a while. And I was like, oh, I'll start watching it. And I was like, I didn't even watch the third season. So then I started doing that. I was like, I'm behind. You know, it was like,
Yeah,
feel like I'm behind and don't have
I
I
know.
need like a day where I'm sick
Sure.
or something where I can
can just
just like
binge it.
rip a bunch of TV and not feel like a complete piece of shit.
Yeah,
I feel like I watch a lot of TV,
yeah,
but I can't like be more than a hour or two in a day. But I feel like I consume a lot of
yeah,
TV. I mean, I feel like I like TV more than anybody. I love
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
love like
I probably
more
watch
than
2 or
music
3 hours a day,
yeah.
because
I'd
like in the
say
morning when I lift, I watch something, and then at night, Jesse and I will watch an hour or 2 of TV
yeah.
in bed. So yeah, it's dude, Righteous Gemstones. So I think I'm gonna go. Do you remember the character Uncle Baby Billy?
Yes.
So I think that's gonna be my Halloween costume this year,
Oh, nice.
and he's the best. Just the way he talks, he's so fucking
Were you saying
hilarious.
they showing his dick in that show?
Yeah, he has his dick out. If it's
Nice.
him, I don't know if they got a dick double.
Oh, he's in White Lotus too.
Yeah.
Did you watch
Speaking of
that?
dicks,
Did you watch that?
I'm not caught up. I think I'm on like episode 3 of the final season.
Do you enjoy that show?
I think it's art. It's weird for
Yeah.
sure, but it feels like you're watching a piece of art. Like the way the cinematography is, the way the camera angles like switch from like the beach and the waves to a person with the music. Like it feels like it's really cool. Somebody had a complete idea, I think, when they made that.
So I watched every season. I watched it as it came out,
Yeah.
and I like it, but I don't know why. And I
Sure.
feel like someone told me I should like it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't. You know what I mean? I can't tell you what is
Yeah.
so great about it.
Yeah.
Any of it,
Sure.
any of the seasons, or there's nothing that
I think
can
there's
tell you. Is like there's this that I like about it. I mean, maybe
Sure.
it is the cinematography or whatever.
yeah.
But I feel like someone just told me that this was good.
Well, I think it has one of the things I like about it too is like it has like a pretty liberal viewpoint on certain things. Like the classes, in the first season when they're in Hawaii, and that privileged black chick tells the Hawaiian dude, break in here, steal from them, and that'll be good for you. And like for her, this means nothing, and it's like it's a big showing of like the haves and the have-nots, which typically, in my view, is not done well. They do it in a way where you're like, all right, dude, like take it easy with your victim bullshit or whatever, it's just not handled, I think, tastefully. This, I think, does it well. This, I
Yeah.
think, shows like the haves and the have-nots and like some realistic differences between them and like the gaps between like in the first season, there's the black massage therapist lady.
Which is the first season with
That's what the
Sydney Sweeney, or
yeah,
is that her name?
I think so. The daughter.
Yeah.
And
And
all
then
the characters
that
with
other chick, what's her name? The brown hair.
Dario.
She's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, I think she looks all right. I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I think she looks nice.
What about her in True Detective?
Oh, that's with yeah, I mean she looks good. She's hot.
I'm gonna leave.
I feel the same way about Scarlett Johansson.
You don't
Everyone's
think-
like, she's gorgeous. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm with everyone
Yeah.
on that one too.
I mean, I would take Jessica Biel over all of those women any day of the week. I
okay.
think Jessica Biel for me is like gorgeous.
Okay.
That's like a beautiful woman. Or like even like I like Florence Pugh. You know who Florence Pugh is?
No.
Florence Pugh. She's in that. Have you seen previews for the new Thunderbolts movie?
No. I
Uh,
know that it exists. I don't know. I couldn't name one person in it, or
All right,
I wouldn't ever even recognize anybody.
let's go to
From it.
IMDb.
That's Bobby Lee.
That's Florence Pugh. She's fucking hot.
Jeez. Yeah, she's not bad.
Come on.
Florence.
Florence Pugh has a very specific look, but same with do you know who Imogen Poots is?
No, you're just making shit up now.
Those are words.
Florence Pugh.
So yeah, like that for me is like gorgeous.
I
Something
see.
about the facial features. I mean, I don't know. Let me see. Let's look up this ad out of here. Or like Imogen Poots. She has like a specific look.
You like a little more Neanderthal in your
Yeah.
lady. I see.
But
You
yeah,
just like wait, that she's British. Was the other one British too? You just like British women.
maybe.
I think that's what it
Jessica
is.
Biel's not.
Yeah. Eh.
Maybe she is.
She doesn't have the same. Those two look exactly the fucking same.
Oh yeah, she was in Midsummer. You ever see Midsummer?
No.
That's a fucking crazy movie.
English. Yeah. You just like British broads.
That's it. We whittled it down.
Yeah. Easy. Easy peasy.
No, and I think that's something I have like this contrarian thing too, where like everyone likes a thing. I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah. I fight that as much as I can.
The contrarian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's probably not the
no,
best
because
for me socially.
Well, socially, it's fine, I think, but it's like you just don't want to like something because it's popular.
It's not even that. I think I just noticed that I do it. It's
Yeah.
not even me being like
Consciously.
I actively.
Yeah, for sure.
But I have no interest in changing that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm just observing.
Yeah. Well, you may be missing something.
Maybe.
You know, like I have a friend who doesn't like won't watch Game of Thrones, won't watch Breaking Bad,
Sure.
won't do this. I'm like, dude, it's not cool to fucking not
Yeah.
watch this stuff.
Sure.
Like
I don't think I
it's
have
all
it to that.
good. It's all good shit.
Yeah.
And you're just purposely not doing it
Sure.
because you want to basically say you didn't watch it or do it.
Right.
It's like, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've
So we
ever
can
heard
stand on a hill and be
Yeah.
like, that's not shit's
Yeah.
not for me, dude.
Yeah,
Nah,
exactly.
fucking conformist.
It's like, shut the fuck up.
I don't think I have it
Just
that bad.
enjoy good shit.
I think if there's a percentage of that, like I have like 2%. of
Yeah.
it. Like I
Oh,
see it in there.
I probably have the same amount as you.
But
I
yeah.
don't want to like,
Yeah.
it's not cool.
There's certain things I do it with though. Like even like social media, I talk so much shit about it just to get my teenagers to see how disgusted I am with
Yeah.
anybody overusing it.
Yeah.
Like Sophia turned 18 a few days ago, and she immediately like downloads Snapchat on her phone. She's like, I'm a fucking grown up now. I can do this shit because we were like no social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, now she's on it constantly. And I was talking to Jesse about it, and Jesse's like, yeah, well, she's 18. I was like, you know, I'm gonna talk so much shit when she brings it up around me. She's like, and I was like, and I think she's not. And she's like, she's not gonna like you. And I was like, yeah, I'll add it to the list.
Yeah.
Cause like I'll do stuff like that. I'll be Sophia the other day. We let her get Instagram to find a roommate for college. They were like, yeah, if you get Instagram, a lot of people communicate that way. And then she hasn't found a roommate. She's had it for like 3 months. And then she's like, I saw something somewhere. I'm not sure where. I was like, Instagram? And she's like, oh, maybe. And then like it got into a discussion. I was like, I'd be interested to see what your screen time on Instagram is now. And then she gets all defensive. I'm like, just don't let it, like, I'm not telling you not to do it, but like, just know it's fucking addictive. There's a whole team of people on the other side of that phone that's sole purpose is to get you to look at it as much as possible. So like, just be aware of that when you're staring at it, mindlessly scrolling.
Yeah. I don't think I'm that bad, but I do this same thing on Twitter, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like put on search for a show for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Be like, the show I'm gonna watch. Turn it on, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
just so stupid.
Yeah.
Yep, it's true.
Well, do you want to do the gummy bears today, or do you want to wait for a
No.
different day?
Yeah, I'm not gonna eat that as my
All right.
first thing.
Yeah.
for today.
Kickstart your day.
I think I'll just
All
shit in my pants immediately. What did you have so far? I drink a pot of coffee and then a handful of gummy bears.
Which you've definitely done before.
And then I have to
right?
throw
Before.
away these white pants.
Did you? Gummy bears were always after races. We would do
Yeah.
that. You weren't eating gummy bears in the morning.
They weren't before I was racist.
Yeah.
No, yeah. No, it's just you know, you read one thing one time, it was like, yeah, you need these quick carbs to,
Yeah.
you know, compensate for whatever. I was like, okay, this is basically medicine, so I'll
Yeah.
just eat it and I'll be fine.
It's going to restore my
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like all this fucking nonsense. So
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll
I'll
save the
gummy
gummy
bear it
bears.
next. Yeah, I'll gummy bear it next time.
Well, let's do
Once
like
we get a midday.
an evening, yeah, or midday.
Yeah, would have been fine doing it yesterday. But like 7 is
Yeah, it's pushing
too
it.
late for me.
Yeah.
I mean, last time we did it at night and we were drinking was like I was here for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just being gone for that amount of time was a lot.
Sure.
I had fun, but
Yeah.
it was still like came home and everyone was asleep. I was like, I may have fucked up. Might have been there too long.
Yeah.
All right,
right.
are we done?
Yeah. I think
Wrap
we'll
it
call
up?
it. Yep. I'll start
Did,
working with
did
this.
it actually record this time?
It says it's recording.
Oh, nice.
Should we stop it and look? All
Yeah,
right.
it doesn't look like I have any hair at all.
Till next time.